All right, what a great thing it is to have a promotion day. We've had quite a few promotions in the last 3 months. These guys are numbers 7 and 8. We're excited for them. Hello, everyone. I'm Chief Jerry Wright. I want to welcome everybody. Good to get started. Thank you for coming out and supporting these soon-to-be sergeants. And a big day for them and their families, and it's a big day for the police department, really. We're excited for Brandon and Eric. A couple of folks I'd like to recognize before we get started. Our mayor is here, Mayor Jeff Wagner. You are. And our HR director, Trina White, is also here. Thank you for coming, Trina. And we also have, well, I want to recognize and thank my assistant chiefs, Tom Morkey and John Dombroa, for all they do. We have members of our command staff here and also our great support team up in the chief's office for all they do behind the scenes. Really appreciate all of you. Well, I got to tell you, Brandon and Eric worked hard to get here, folks, and they waited a little while on the list, so we're glad to have them. We're extremely proud of them. Promoting is tough. It's very competitive. You have to commit yourself to it, and they did. But, you know, we all know nothing great is accomplished alone. They couldn't have done it without the love, support, and sacrifice of all of you. I'm so glad, Eric, you brought a large gathering for your family. You filled the chairs, and so did you, Brendan. But it's the part I get to say where I speak directly to the families and just say, you did it, they made it. Congratulations. Give the families a round of applause. I do like that part. Okay, I had a sit-down conversation with Eric and Brandon separately, and we had really good talks together. We talked about the path that led them here and what their future might look like. I told them I was proud of them and their accomplishments and all that they had done since they came here to the department, and I've been watching them for several years. They've done some excellent work. They shared with me why they went on this promotion journey in the first place. And really, after it was all done and talking with them, I can say we're in great shape with these two. They're promoting for the right reasons. To put it simply, they both showed a sense of ownership in our police department. It's very important. It doesn't take long when you come to work here when you start to get a sense that the PD is your home away from home, because you do, in fact, spend a lot of time here. You're working on a lot of important things with a lot of very talented people. It doesn't take long for you really want to be a part of making things better, improving things, and that's the type of tone that I heard out of both Eric and Brandon. They want to make a difference. It's very important. You know, they also talked a great deal about their family. Actually went on and on and on about their family. No, I'm kidding. They did. They did. And that's something to pay close attention to, because how a person relates to, views, and treats their family, their spouses, children, parents, siblings, can be a very strong indicator of how they communicate and treat others in the workplace. In fact, it's often said that supervision is a lot like parenting. Once in a blue moon, it can be like chasing a toddler around the room, too, actually. But not with these two. Not with these two. They did a good job as officers. But just like we want what's best for our children, we want to protect our kids. We want them to do well for themselves. A good sergeant wants the same for their officers, to protect them, to develop them, and to see them succeed. And these two have stepped up, done whatever's been asked of them. I know a few years back we needed to do something a little lighthearted with our social media at Christmas time. We went to Brandon. Said, I know you're somewhat of a quiet gentleman, a bit reserved. Said, can you step out of your comfort zone for a little bit, maybe say a few lines on camera? Brandon said, oh boy, I don't know.
I've never told anybody about this.
It's really complicated. Okay, I'll do it. You should have seen his eyes light up when he agreed to do it. I'm like, uh-oh, I think we might have created a monster. He did a great job, too. You might be able to find that on our Facebook. I'll narrow it down for you. It's December 17, 2019, so you can find that. Take you right to it. Sorry, Brandon, I had to do that. I'm reserving some of the jokes. There's so much content with this guy. Seriously, though, Brandon and Eric are going to do great. They are both very positive and solution-oriented people. In policing, especially in leadership positions, problem solvers are really worth their weight in gold. I can tell you that. There's never any shortage of crime, conflict, and challenges. Those things are just part of the job. They are baked into the cake, right? But along with those things, we also have goals. many, many goals, and they're worthy goals. Public safety, crime fighting, engaging with the community, building relationships, all those things are very important, and that's where solution-oriented leaders come in. They help us move forward and address those challenges and help us pursue the goals. We've got to have them. We simply can't do without those positive leaders. And Eric and Brandon and I, we also talked about the importance of getting their troops ready for a very complex policing environment today. And I'll tell you what, we have the best officers. They deserve the best leadership. And that's no offense to Manville, Sarge. You guys have great cops and great leaders over there too. Now, fellas, I do have some good news and some not so good news for you. And as we do, first I'll give you the not so good news. Going from a peer to a supervisor, it's not a cakewalk. The transition can be a little difficult sometimes. If you've never had to do it, you've never had to play referee and throw that flag, and what I'm talking about is when it's time to have that very difficult conversation. And you're not going to be able to get out of those. You have to have them. That's just part of the job. But you'll have a lot of help around you, people that want you to do well. We want you to succeed. And of course, your mentors are critical. When having that phone a friend to shed some light on a particular subject, it can make all the difference because most of these things have been seen before. Nothing new under the sun, as they say. Now for the good news, though. There is an amazing upside to being a sergeant. With this department, with any department, really. It's something that the lieutenants, the assistant chiefs, even myself, were pretty jealous of that sergeant position because they have the most influence with our officers because you guys get to spend the most direct contact with them. And that makes the sergeant position perhaps the most important of all the supervisory ranks. And I know Brandon and Eric are going to make that time count with taking advantage of all that communication opportunities and what we want to get accomplished as an organization. That's why I'm excited. We're promoting Brandon and Eric for who they are and what they bring to the table. Gives me great confidence and should give everyone in the department great confidence in them. And with that, let's get to the good part. Okay, I would like to ask Officer Brandon McClain to step forward, please. All right, and we are going to invite up his brother, Sergeant Cameron McClain with the Manville Police Department. All right. Imagine the jokes and games they played as kids. I can imagine you, about 12, dressing up as Superman. One Bizarro, one regular Superman. Bizarro was right here, I can tell you, no doubt. From what I know about him anyway. All right. Now let me tell you a little bit about Brandon. Brandon McClain was a graduate of Friendswood High School. He was eager to pursue a career in law enforcement, so he worked toward and earned a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Brandon was encouraged and inspired by his brother Cameron, who told him about opportunities with the Pasadena Police Department. Brandon applied to and later graduated from the 67th Pasadena Police Academy. Brandon worked patrol on evening shift where he served as a field training officer. Really enjoyed coaching and mentoring new officers. In 2019, Brandon was assigned to the Financial Crimes Division. And if the detailed work of reviewing all those financial records wasn't enough for him, in 2023, Brandon became a polygraph examiner for the department. Very impressive, Brandon. Brandon's excited about his new leadership role and aspires to make a positive impact on his colleagues and the citizens of Pasadena. With his supportive and loving wife, Sarah, by his side, and a commitment to personal and professional growth, Brandon McClain is poised for continued success in his law enforcement journey. Very nice bio, Brandon. Appreciate that.
You fluffed it up a little for me.
And that, all right. Don't make me laugh. You throw me off. And now for the pinning of the badge. Present that to you.
Chief.
All right, sir.
Better be perfectly straight.
Sergeant Brandon McClain. Very good. Sergeant Brandon McClain. Okay, we're gonna do that later again. So, Sergeant Brandon McClain, would you like to say a few words, sir?
Thanks for coming. Excited for the opportunity. That's all.
And I pronounced the winner of the day right there with that speech. That was really good. All right, next up, we are going to ask Officer Eric Lawhorn to step forward, please. And I would also like to invite his wife, Liz, up to the podium, please. Thank you. Very good, thank you. All right, let me tell you a little bit about Eric. Eric Lawhorn was born and raised in Pasadena, Texas. Eric and his family are deeply rooted in service. His mother, Christy, is a nurse, and his father, Richard, serves as a firefighter. Both are salt-of-the-earth people, exceptional people. A proud graduate of Deer Park High School, Eric continued his academic journey at the University of Houston, where he earned his bachelor's degree in communication. Dedicating 14 years to the city of Pasadena, Eric's career showcases his commitment to public service. His journey began in 2010 as a police service officer and then a fire dispatcher in 2011. Now, police service officers, that's what we call our dispatchers and jailers here at Pasadena, and our PSO command. Boy, do we poach a lot of talent out of there, don't we? Very good, excellent group of folks that work in the PSO division. Eager to broaden his abilities, Eric was accepted into the 74th Pasadena Police Academy. With dedication and hard work, he graduated in 2018. Eric was assigned to the patrol division, where he worked both evening and night shift. His proficiency and leadership qualities led him to take on the role of a field training officer, imparting his knowledge and skills to new personnel. Eric is grateful for having supportive supervisors who encouraged his independent thinking and actions throughout his tenure on patrol. Now, as he steps into his new role as sergeant, Eric looks forward to the opportunity to mentor and support others as they navigate their own professional journeys. Off duty, Eric enjoys spending time with his great parents and shares a passion for travel with his wonderful wife, Liz. With a strong foundation in both professional and personal growth, Eric Lawhorn continues on his leadership path in service to the community and to his family. All right, what an excellent bio that was. Appreciate it. All right, Miss Liz, are you ready? All right, and present the badge to you. Here we go. Sergeant. All right. Sergeant Lawhorn, would you like to say a few words?
Just want to thank all my family and friends for being able to come out and be here. It's been a good day. Thank y'all.
All right, guys, you did it. We have us a couple of new sergeants one more time.